more and more people are starting to realize just how important physical media is. A lot of my friends have started collecting movies, games, and music after seeing so many streaming services decline in the past couple of years. And I've always been a proponent of physical media. Not only do you actually own your favorite movies, games, or albums, but the quality is much more consistent when played off an actual disc instead of being streamed through a fluctuating internet connection. Physical media is just great. There's really no downside. If you collect physical media for long enough, you will eventually run into a screen like this. It is a sudden introduction to one of the biggest annoyances when collecting physical media: region locking. Today, I'm going to introduce you to this frustrating world I've found myself in for the last 10 years that I've collected physical media. I'm going to show you what region locking is, why it's so incredibly annoying, and share some workarounds that I've discovered. I imagine that some people that are watching this may not have even heard of region locking. So real quick, here are the ABCs of region locked media. Literally. Officially, there are 6 regions, but by far the most common nowadays are A, B, and C, sometimes referred to as region 1, 2, and 3. These are America, Europe, and Asia. If you have any old DVDs or Blu-rays laying around, look at the back and you'll usually see one of these numbers or letters. That's because most DVDs and Blu-rays are region locked. So, say you live in America, region A/1, and you own a DVD that says region B or 2 on it. You can't watch that movie. Music collectors are free from this problem, as most if not all CDs and vinyls are not region locked. Video game collectors aren't so lucky though. Instead of the easy to read codes, they are marked with an NTSC, PAL, or NTSC-J. An easier way to tell which region a game is from sometimes is to look at the rating. ESRB ratings are from America, PEGI ratings are from Europe, and 0 ratings are from Japan. Region locking makes collecting media in different countries incredibly hard, nearly impossible. If I, a European, goes to America, I can't buy DVDs, Blu-rays, or most games whilst I'm there. The same as when an American goes to Europe or Japan, etc., etc. There's actually a lot of reasons why region locking exists. Almost all of them are stupid and are just there for the best interest of the companies making these releases. But the biggest reason I could find for this being a thing is to prevent piracy. Alright, no big deal, I'll just buy the media I want in my region, and you'd be right, that would be the end of it, but things are never that simple. Hey, look at that! It's the award-winning show Over the Garden Wall on Blu-ray. It has all the episodes in crisp HD. The original pilot is on here, animatics, and alternative title cards. It's a really nice release for fans of the show like me, and I'd recommend this Blu-ray to everyone. But it was only released in Europe, and it's region locked, meaning if you live in America, this is useless. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of examples like this. If you have a favorite movie or show and you want to own it physically, do some research into if you even can. That goes double for video games. I've already talked about some European exclusive games in my video on European game collecting. Even if you were to import the games your region missed out on, most wouldn't be able to play on your console. I can't play Katamari Damacy on my PS2 as a European. Americans can't play Another Code R on their Wii. People from Japan can't use their Xbox 360s to play Sneaking. And it's not like this was just a problem back in the day. This is still going on. To a much lesser extent, sure, but most new DVDs and Blu-rays are still region locked. And for games, just look at Riven Heaven Megamix on the 3DS. This game was only released physically in English in Europe in very limited quantities, and it's on a region-locked console. It's just a fact that there is not a copy for everyone because of a limited release in only one region-locked territory. But thankfully, this isn't the case for every piece of media out there. For a physical media collector, there is no better combination of words than region-free, meaning the disc or cartridge can be played anywhere, no matter where you buy it. Luckily, this is becoming the norm nowadays. All the modern video game consoles on the market as of the making of this video are region-free. And I haven't talked about 4K Blu-rays yet, because they aren't region-locked. As far as I know, there is not a single region-locked 4K Blu-ray out there. Quick warning though, 4K releases usually come with a regular Blu-ray as well, which is more often than not region-locked. What makes this especially frustrating to me is that the special features are almost always on the regular Blu-ray instead of the 4K. It makes no sense to me. The 4K discs hold so much more data, why not put it on here? Older media like Blu-rays and DVDs are sometimes in very unique cases region-free. It's rare, but if you have any of these icons on the back of your DVDs or Blu-rays, congratulations, you have a region-free release. I have a few of these, but genuinely couldn't tell you why these aren't region-locked over releases that are. Sadly, this isn't as easy with video games. Video games got really unlucky with region locking, didn't they? The console itself is usually what's region locked. But a funny thing actually happens where companies would sometimes region lock games by changing the cartridge shape. The Nintendo 64 is a great showcase of this. The little ridges on the back are different depending on what region you're in. So this American cartridge literally won't fit in my European N64. Fun fact, prying a little bit of plastic out of the cartridge slot of an American N64 will let you play Japanese cards on them. Still won't play European cartridges though. Check out that European game collecting video I made if you want to know a little more about why. But not every old retro console is region locked. All of Nintendo's handhelds, for example, are region free. Except for the 3DS, I don't know why they suddenly chose to region lock that one. Wait. I think I do know. If region locking was primarily done to prevent piracy, it's probably because of those R4 cards that were extremely popular during the DS era. I feel like everyone I knew who owned a DS had one of these, and I imagine Nintendo wanted to stop them by region locking their next console. Both of Sony's handhelds are region-free as well, including the PSTV, and some more obscure consoles like the CDI, Atari Jaguar, and the 3DO are the same. Here's a random one for you. The NES top loader is region-free. Only this one, not the regular model. Thanks, Nintendo. Alright, at this point I think it's pretty clear that whenever you're looking for physical stuff, the best thing to do is to look for a region-free release, but that's just not an option for every single piece of media out there. So, what are some workarounds we can do to collect anything we want? For movies, that would be to get a region-free Blu-ray player. These are modified Blu-ray players that are able to change the region with the press of a button, so you can buy or import Blu-rays and DVDs from anywhere. Plenty of people online make and sell these, though they can get a little expensive. As an alternative, I've also seen people hack their PS3s to turn it into a region-free Blu-ray player. And since we're on video game consoles, let's quickly take a look at some workarounds for games. Lots of video game consoles can be hacked to make them region-free with relative ease. I've hacked my Xbox 360 and Wii, which now play original Xbox, Xbox 360, Wii, and GameCube games from any region. If you don't want to mod your Xbox 360 though, the Series X and Xbox One are region-free, even for the backwards compatible games. My American copy of Battlefront 2 installs and plays just fine on my European Series X. Most older cartridge-based consoles have third-party cartridge converters available, but you can also find reproduction cards for a lot of the games that weren't released in certain territories. For a while there, early disc-based consoles would use disc-swapping methods to change the regions. But I've seen more and more consoles receive high-quality third-party memory cards that are able to change the region without a disc. The PS2, for example, just got one very recently. I'd highly recommend this video by My Life in Gaming if you want to know more about that. And hey, I know not everyone likes the constant flood of remasters we've been getting in recent years, but they have made a lot of these region-locked games available for people. I can now play and own a physical version of Katamari Damacy because it's on a region-free console. Same with Super Mario RPG, Chrono Cross, and a lot of the Final Fantasy games. It's kind of sad that we're living in a bit of a transitional period right now. The battle against region locking seems to have been won right when it looks like physical media is about to go away. Which is so sour. We won the battle, but we might lose the war here. I really hope that physical media doesn't fully disappear, like I know a lot of companies would want. Having all this media available for people in this form is important. These are not just some games, movies, and songs printed on a disc. This is history, culture, art, and expression that you can own, admire, share, and experience whenever you want for decades. It gives art more value, worth, and tangibility. I'm not saying everybody should start building up huge collections, but just consider buying media physically sometimes. Like your favorite movie, game, or album. Find a nice place for it, somewhere where you can see it every once in a while. And I think your appreciation for that piece of media will only grow with time. To it. What just happened?